The Department of Justice just lied to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. They just told the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals that there is no daily 3,000 arrest quota for immigrants in this country. That's a lie. Stephen Miller in the White House conducts a meeting every day at 10 a.m. where members of Homeland Security, Border Control, and ICE have to attend, mandatory 10 a.m. phone call where they talk about the 3,000 quota and what they're doing to accomplish it. So for Yakov Roth, the principal assistant attorney general, to tell the Ninth Circuit in a letter as they were considering an appeal that there is no quota is a bald-faced lie. I'm going to cover it right here on Legal AF Hot Take. I'm Michael Popok. We're trying to match our audience to our subscriber base. It's all for free. Hit the subscribe button. If we can get the millions of people that watch us to subscribe, then we have the makings of a real stable and sturdy YouTube audience and YouTube channel that will be able to stand up against Donald Trump. All right, let's talk about standing up to Donald Trump. How did we get here? July the 11th, Judge Frimpong, a federal court judge in LA, issued a temporary restraining order in which she blocked ICE, Homeland Security, from making arrests, making deportations based on what somebody looks like, the language they speak, the color of their skin, and the rest. That got taken up on a Ninth Circuit appeal, 3-judge panel. It gets argued last week. During oral argument, they look Yakov Roth in the eye and they say, is there a quota, which the other side says there is, on a daily basis? He says, not that I'm aware of. They said, go research it. He comes back and files a letter. The letter refers to the actual quota being set out loud by Stephen Miller, who is effectively the co-president for domestic policy and immigration policy. He has been since the first Trump term. He is the architect of the entire depraved immigration scheme by Donald Trump, has always been. He's the guy that separated families and put children in cages. Here's his confession on Fox News, A Friendly Environment, about the daily quota. Let's run the clip.
And Stephen Miller joins us now with more. All right, so you and Kristi Noem are pushing for 3,000 a day, but you're also going to fortify ICE. And the one big beautiful bill, my understanding is with at least $147 billion more for them to accomplish that goal. Explain.
Yes. Well, under President Trump's leadership, we are looking to set a goal of a minimum of 3,000 arrests for ICE every day. And President Trump is going to keep pushing to get that number up higher each and every single day.
That's where we get the quota from. And then I'm going to tell you about a daily meeting at 10 a.m. that puts a lie to everything that Mr. Roth is telling the Ninth Circuit panel. Let me tell you what he told them. He writes to the clerk in response to questions from the Ninth Circuit. In response to the court's inquiry on oral argument, the Department of Homeland Security has confirmed that neither ICE leadership nor its field offices have been directed to meet any numerical quota or target for arrests and detentions, removals, field encounters, or any other operational activities that ICE or its components are using to enforce federal immigration law. Plaintiff's allegation that the government maintains a policy mandating 3,000 arrests per day appears to originate from media reports quoting a White House advisor who described that figure as a goal that the administration was looking to set. It's not a media reports of a unnamed White House advisor describing a goal. It's Stephen Miller, who runs immigration policy for the White House. I just showed you the clip. That is goal setting out loud. Now, let me tell you why it's a lie without revealing my source. There is a meeting every morning at 10 a.m., part of which was already revealed by Guardian, but I know more. 10 a.m. every morning at the White House. Stephen Miller, the guy you just heard from, conducts a phone call in which Department of Homeland Security, ICE, and Border Patrol leadership is on the phone call. And the sole purpose of the call and the sole agenda item on the call is the 3,000 quota per day. That is what's warping American policy. That is what's making ICE agents into bounty hunters who are blowing through human rights and U.S. rights and constitutional rights, high-fiving after making arrests and tasing somebody because they're getting the ICE bounty bonus. This is where it stems from. stems from the ideology of Stephen Miller. And that happens every morning. So for Yakov Roth not to know that, act like he doesn't know that, try to have some sort of implausible deniability is disgusting. And if I'm the Ninth Circuit, I would refer Yakov Roth to a bar grievance committee for investigation concerning his license. That's how serious this has now become. It's not just about resistance. It's not just about defiance. It's about morality. It's about who we are as Americans and what we're willing to give up or sacrifice for our goals. Are we willing to give up our values, our patriotism, the rule of law, justice, and mercy? That's what Stephen Miller wants us to do. This is the guy who in high school or college had some pretty effed up theories about immigration policy and about human rights and about other human beings. So from that weird stew of a brain turned over by Donald Trump, giving him full authority to run immigration policy, put people in cages, separate families, tie up children, hogtie children, raid churches with rifles and guns and masks and take people away, we get the 3,000 a day quota, which Tom Homan, the border czar, has talked about and others have as well. Fortunately, the Ninth Circuit upheld Judge Frimpong and found that her ruling, her temporary restraining order, in almost all respects, is valid. And now that's why in Los Angeles, in the Los Angeles, Southern California area, you can't get stopped. And if you do, it violates our injunction. Let us know on Legal AF so we can report it. You can't get stopped because of the language you speak, the color of your skin, your cultural identity, or the fact that you hang out in a Home Depot parking lot. There has to be more for ICE to do a stop, frisk, arrest, detention than that. And the Ninth Circuit just upheld that as well. But the takeaway from this hot take, again, is the lying out loud by Department of Justice lawyers who've lost all credibility if they ever had any since Trump took office. That's why Judge Boasberg, Chief Judge of the D.C. Federal Court, has made referrals of lawyers for the Department of Justice in front of him to have their bar license evaluated to see if they should get pulled or not. And other judges are doing the same thing. I'm going to be reporting very soon on Judge Zinnes in Maryland, who sits over the Abrego Garcia case, doing the exact same thing, making referrals to bar association, grievance committees to see if these people should still be officers of the court if they just lied to federal judges and the rest. The context for all this, we had a whistleblower. There were 3 of them against the guy who just got confirmed to be on the Third Circuit Court of Appeals, Emil Bovee, Donald Trump's favorite criminal defense lawyer. He's now lifetime appointed as an appellate judge. He's never been a trial court judge. And the whistleblowers in the 27 pages, Erez Ruveni said, Emil Bovee, like Stephen Miller, they kind of look alike, gave the orders to lie to federal judges and not comply with their orders when it comes to immigration policy. We saw that. Judge Boasberg, just a week ago, in his hearings, said that whistleblower 27-page letter only reinforces him having previously found the Trump administration probable cause to find criminal contempt against the Department of Justice and the administration when it comes to immigration policy. And now we've got the lie to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. This is catch me if you can. This is I'm going to keep lying until I'm caught. Okay, Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. Catch Roth. It's time to make the referral. Let the Bar Association in California sort it out. I'll continue to sort it out for you right here on Legal AF. We're trying to get our audience of millions. You know, we have 220 million views of our work in just 10 months, 20 million a month. If we could just get 10% of that to hit the subscribe button, you know, we would be bulletproof. We would be, we would be completely immune from any attacks by the Trump administration with an audience of that size. We need to be that big so your voice can be heard. Hit the subscribe button. Until my next report, I'm Michael Popak. I'm Michael Popak, and I got some big news for our audience. Most of you know me as the co-founder of Midas Touch's Legal AF and the Legal AF YouTube channel, or as a 35-year national trial lawyer. Now, building on what we started together on Legal AF, I've launched a new law firm, the Popak Firm, dedicated to obtaining justice through compassionate and zealous legal representation. At the Popok firm, we are focused on obtaining justice for those who have been injured or damaged by a life-altering event by securing the highest dollar recoveries. I've been tirelessly fighting for justice for the last 35 years, so my own law firm organically building on my Legal AF work just feels right. And I've handpicked a team of top-tier trial fighters and settlement experts throughout all 50 states known as big auto injury attorneys who have the know-how to beat heartless insurance companies, corporations, government entities, and their attorneys. Big Auto's attorneys working with my firm are rock stars in their respective states and collectively responsible for billions of dollars in recoveries. So if you or a loved one have been on the wrong side of a catastrophic auto, motor vehicle, rideshare, or truck accident, suffered a personal injury, or been the victim of medical malpractice, employment harassment or discrimination, or suffered a violation of your civil and constitutional rights, then contact the Popok firm today at 1-877-POPOK-AF or by visiting my website at www.thepopokfirm.com and fill out a free case evaluation form. And if we determine that you have a case and you sign with us, we don't get paid unless you do. The Popok firm, fighting for your justice every step of the way.